Here with more, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is with us. What do you do when those policies are in place and people would like to get from point A to point B using public transit? Yeah. What can you do?
First off, the president said these are evil people, and he's right, but it's also evil politicians, like the mayor, the city council, the DA, the governor in North Carolina. Evil people with evil policies that are actually destroying communities. So the problem, Sean, is a lot of people, like the rich liberal, they can't ride Uber, they don't have a driver, they don't have a vehicle, they actually have to ride public transportation. And public transportation has become an epidemic of violence and homelessness across the country. And so we don't have a ton of equities at DOT, but we do have money. Your federal tax dollars go to fund a lot of these transit systems across the country. And we have to look at them and say, well, maybe it's appropriate that we start pulling some of that money back, because I don't think the American taxpayer wants to pay for the homelessness and criminal element that harm little 23-year-old girls like this who are going home from work from ordering a pizza, that they're going to get stabbed in the neck. And liberals want to hide that story so you and I don't talk about it, so the American people don't know that their failed policies don't work for the American people.
I mean, this poor girl is sitting there, and we'll keep rolling that tape up until the moment that we can. We can't show this violence. It's so awful. Stands up with the knife, plunging it into this girl many times, then walking through the rest of the car. You're right. People... I'll tell you when I got off public transportation. I was taking the Long Island Railroad home every single night from Fox News. I was getting on the train about 10:30, 10:40 every single night. And finally, I had a couple of small incidents, and one incident where a guy chased me from car to car to car to car to car, saying that I was destroying the country. At that point, I had to change my travel plans. Most people cannot afford the option that was available to me. When I was starting out my adult life, I would not have been able to afford any other option.
Sean, I know a lot of people, even at Fox News, 6'2", 6'3", big guys that have to come into Fox at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They stopped because it's too dangerous. There's too many crazy people on public transportation. But here's what's interesting. Law enforcement actually works. We're 4 weeks into President Trump in Washington, D.C., and the stats as of last week is robberies are down 52%, carjackings are down by 38%, violent crimes down by 40%. Those numbers have improved. But when you put cops on the street, when you put cops in the subway, when you put cops everywhere in a community, guess what? You protect your people. And what frustrates me is liberals want you to ride public transportation. They hate cars. They hate airplanes. They want us all to ride public transportation. Wouldn't it make sense that they'd want to make it beautiful, clean, and really safe? But they do the exact opposite. They say, we're going to disregard the voting public, the hardworking men and women who put their boots on every day and go to work, and we're instead going to stand up and fight for the homelessness and the criminal element that reside on these trains. And again, I think what has to happen in Charlotte, outrage, these politicians have to be voted out of office. God help us if their governor becomes the senator from North Carolina. Shameful. He should never be elected to another position in America.
All right. The FBI director, Kash Patel, 1 minute before this show started, put up on X the following. He said the FBI has been investigating the Charlotte train murder from day one. Stay tuned, he said. So obviously they're on it. All right. Maybe you can explain to the public, because there's no intelligent reason why Democrats are institutionalizing defund, dismantle, no bail laws, reimagine the police, send in the social workers. You don't need people with guns. Maybe you can explain that mindset, because I'm having a hard time getting it.
Sean, I have a hard one, too, but I think they want to foment chaos. Right? When they have chaos, they can disassemble society, which is what I think they're actually trying to do. And it's frightening. But I'll just tell you this, Sean. I can't pull money today from their transit system. I actually have to do an investigation. That's what the law requires. We start that investigation tomorrow, and I guarantee all your viewers that if I find what I think I'm going to find, they are not going to have your federal tax dollars going to their public transportation system. Zero, none, nada.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate it. Sean Duffy. Thank you.
Sean.
All right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.